3, 2, 1. Okay. Hello, good morning. My name is Candida Calvo. I'm responsible for international mobility at the university. And we organized this meeting, this info session, to present the Erasmus call for application for the academic year 23-24. The call was published on Monday, and the deadline for application is February 8th. The session has two different parts. In the first part, there are some speeches from the international office. My colleague Simona Chani will present the call and how to fill out the application on Secretariat Online on the virtual office. Then we have the Language Center of the University, il CLA, and they will explain how the language skills will be assessed during the selection process. Then we have Eva from ESN, and she is a student and will explain how this student association can help you to prepare your application. Then after, at the end of this first part of the session, Professor Alessandra Viviani, who is the academic responsible for Erasmus at the University of Siena, will join the meeting, and she will give you some tips on how to prepare a good application. Then in the second part of the meeting, we have room for your questions. So the idea is to have an hour to answer your questions, and you can write the questions on the chat, and we will answer at the end of the meeting. So I pass now the floor to my colleague Simona Chani, who is responsible for Erasmus outgoing mobility at the University of Siena.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this meeting on the Erasmus for Studies mobility. I'm going to share my video. Okay, so here we are in the Erasmus for Studies webpage, where you can find all the information about the mobility. And for sure you have already visited it, and so I will open immediately the notice of selection. And okay, let me see. So here you can find the notice of selection with all the rules of the mobility, the guidance, all the steps in order to apply online, and we will see this file later. Here you have the Excel files with all the destinations. They are collected into three main areas, okay? And here is the language assessment. This is the a document written by the Language Center with some hints for the language assessment, and the list of the department representatives. And I will tell you later why we published this information. And here in this link with this password, you can find all the fact sheet that we have received by the partner universities, in which you can find all the information on concerning that specific university. So I open the notice of selection, and I will go through very quickly because I assume that you have already read all the document, and so this concerns the mobility Erasmus for Studies 23-24. It means that the mobility can start from the 1st of August of this year, and will have to end no later than July 21st of 2024. So all the students enrolled at the University of Siena can apply for this kind of mobility, and here you can all the specific. Students has 12 Erasmus months available, let's say, for each cycle of study. It means that if you are enrolled in a bachelor course, you have 12 Erasmus studies, Erasmus months. If you are enrolled in a master course as well, you have 12 Erasmus months available. If you are enrolled in a single cycle degree, you will have, of course, 24 Erasmus months available for your mobility. You will the activities that can be carried out during the Erasmus for Studies mobility are: you can attend courses and of course taking exams, and these two activities are the main mobility activities. Then you can also carry out a research for thesis, but unfortunately, not all the universities allow this activity. So it is better to if you contact directly the host universities of your interest in order to exactly find out their availability. Or you may decide to have a combined mobility, study and traineeship. It means that in this way you can attend courses and take exam, and also carry out a traineeship activity inside the at the university. You cannot carry out a traineeship activity in another host organization, although in the same town. Okay. So after that, so these are, I will briefly go through the Excel files with the list of the destination. The application procedure is carried out only is submitted only online through the Segreteria online, and I will show you the file of with the guidance, and it will be open. It has already been open on January 17th, and will close in February, on February 8th at noon. Okay, so please be aware of this. Save these dates and time, because they're very, very important. Then at Article 5, you find how the applications are evaluated. So they are evaluated on the base of the merit score. There are two formula depending on the type of your the course that you are enrolled in, and you will get points concerning your foreign language knowledge. And then there will be also an evaluation carried out by the coordinator of the exchange, who can approve the graduation of the rankings of the destination built by the system on the basis of merit score plus foreign language points, or he or she may decide to add some points in order to change, the position of one candidate if the candidate has a better, a better application and has submitted a better application, and we will see how the coordinator can assess this the application. So the reference date for the merit score, for the credits earned, is the February 17th. Okay, so the exams, in order to be calculated in this formula, have to be recorded in the system by February 17th. I will leave to my colleagues of the Language Center the Article 6, in which all the evaluation of the language proficiency is described. I will not examine, let's say, the article from the Article 7 onwards, because all these articles are devoted to the assignees. So this is not our goal, because you are will be candidates. Okay, so I'm going to go through the destination Excel file. So please read, all these lines, because they are very, very important. There are important information for you. So we decided to publish an Excel file because you can filter all the information. For example, if you are a bachelor student, you will disregard the destination showing only the second SILE cycle, because the second SILE is a master cycle. Okay, then you will make a filter on the discipline. The discipline should be a discipline very close to your course, And with this respect, if you don't know which discipline is close to your course, you can address the department representative, so that he or she can help you in finding out the discipline which is better for you. So after having figured out your discipline, then you will filter. You may make a filter, and you will have also a group of potential university. Another very important information is the language. So you can see that in these cells there are usually two languages. One, it may be you can find the language of the host country and English, for example. So, of course, if you see, for example, this destination in Wales, in Austria, they offer courses only taught in German. So if you do not speak German, I strongly suggest you not to choose this destination, because you will not find courses taught in English. So if you speak only English, you will have to choose. You will have to filter destination with only with English inside of the cell. Okay. Another very important information are given in this column notes, because here you can find additional information. For example, for this destination, they do not allow a thesis research. So if you want to prepare the research, if you want to carry out a research for your thesis, this is not a suitable destination. Other important information are these concerning the economic requirements. Okay, so if you have not an European citizenship, you will be for these destinations you will be required to have, for example, a blocked bank account of minimum €800 per month. Okay, so please check this information very, very attentively, because if you may be an assignee of these, if you choose this destination and the system will give you, you win, let's say, this destination, and then you will not be able to have this requirement, you will not be able to carry out the Erasmus mobility, because for this reason, okay, the destination cannot be changed. So please check all the information given. Okay. In this, of course, in this column, you can find the places. Okay. So this exchange has so two people can. There are two places for this destination. Here are the months of the mobility. So you may find a one semester mobility, which is 5 or 6 months, or, for example, a 10 months mobility, which can be 10 or 9 or 8. Okay. And so this is what the two universities have agreed upon for this destination. You may decide to shorten the period, but you have to ask for the university, the receiving university approval. Okay, because it is always better to check if we can do something, if this something is different from the information given. For example, the language. Here, this destination asks for German B1 or English B1. This other destination is require German B2 or English B2. So it means that they want, okay, they expect that you have this knowledge of the language. You may apply for a destination which requires, for example, B2, although at present you have a level B1, okay? The system will give you, of course, the points of relative to your level of knowledge, but the university may here it is written no certificate needed. Okay, so you will not be asked by the host university for a language certificate, but they expect that your knowledge is so high, let's say. Okay. Conversely, if they do ask for a language certificate like this destination, you have to be ready to provide this document to the host university when they ask for this document. Okay, so if you're not ready, if you're not able to provide them with this document, it is highly probable that you will not be accepted by the host university. And if you are not accepted by the host university, you will not carry out the mobility, the Erasmus mobility. So I suggest you to choose those destinations for which you have already have the requirements showed. Okay. For example, you see only thesis for this destination. For example, it is written no thesis research, only thesis research not allowed. It means that they expect, they want that in your study plan it is not listed only the thesis research, but they want you also to attend courses. Or, for example, the other one, courses, no thesis research. They do not accept students willing to carry out only the thesis research. They will accept students only for courses. Okay, so these information are very, very important. Let's okay. I'm going to show you the steps, to in order to apply online. So please save these dates and time, okay? Because there won't be an extra time for application. And I suggest you not to rush at the last in the last minutes, because the system, it is likely to crash, and so please prepare and apply in due time. So you have to log in Segreteria Online. Here are all the steps to do that, and you will only one main area will be clickable for you according to your degree course, and you go on and you will click here to complete the form. So we click here to apply, and so you will be led to the main page. So you will have here there is a mandatory selection. So if it is your first time, if you have not carried out another Erasmus mobility, okay, before this application. So if this is your first Erasmus application, you will flag this box and write the number 0, okay? The number 0, okay, in this space. Conversely, if you have already carried out an Erasmus mobility during this degree course, you will write the number of Erasmus months already used. In here, you will choose up to 4 destinations in order of preference. And here you disregard the language, you leave blank the language, while you will have to write the study plan. It means the list of exams and the motivation. Why you have chosen this destination, why you want to carry out an Erasmus mobility, your motivation. Okay, I suggest you to write this text in Word. Okay, and then in Word or in another software. Using another software, it's up to you, and then copy the text in this space, so that you can better check, because you have, as you see, you have maximum 2,000 characters, spaces included. Okay, and if you go if you write in a new line, that will be, I don't know how many spaces the system consider this action. So you can if you write the text in another software, then you can check better the situation in here. After that, of course, you click on register, and you have this check page. So I strongly suggest you to print the draft, because you can see what are the information of your application. Of course, if in here you will have listed the destination chosen in the former steps, and here you will find the list of the exams that you have taken up to this moment. So it means that if you take exams after these dates, they will be considered in the formula if, of course, the teacher, the professor, record it or them in your career. If they are recorded in your career by the February 17th, they will be, although in here they are not listed, but they will be considered for the application, okay, for the merit score. So after the check, you have two decisions, you have two options. If you see that there is something wrong, or I don't know, you thought to have chosen a destination, but in here the destination there is another destination. Okay, so your application in this way is not correct for you. You can choose to remove the application. You click here, and you will be able to start the process again. If conversely, if you consider this application correct for you, you will go forward, and you will then click on confirm your registration. Then you will be asked to click on submit, and you will not receive a confirmation message. Will not, no message will pop up. Okay, but you will you will have registration must be green. You will have the print of your final your application, okay? And here it is. You can easily see it because the document will have a protocol number, which is not present in this tentative. Okay, no protocol is here. Okay, so this is just a draft, okay? But you will have the protocol in the final application. The final check is this page in which you can see the status of your registration. If the button is green, it means that your application is correctly recorded in the system and it can be evaluated. If the button is yellow, it will mean that something went wrong. Your application is not correctly uploaded in the system, and you will have to go through the process again. So please be very careful about all this information. As I told you here, there are the list of department representatives, and these professors will. You can address these professors if you do not, if you have no idea which discipline, okay, is the most is the nearest to your degree course. And then you will you can address the coordinator of the destinations. Once you have a group, let's say, of destination, you can contact the coordinator of the destination if you need additional information, if you need help, additional information, anything if you want to know about the destination. Okay, here you have the fact sheet of most of the partner universities. So you click on here, you put the password 2324. Okay, and here you will have all these documents. Okay, so I strongly suggest you and strongly invite you to check, okay, to read the document relative to the universities of your interest. Unfortunately, not all the universities sent these documents, but we have, as you see, many of them. Okay, and okay. Of course, you can, here we have a representative of the Erasmus group, and later she will leave the floor to her. So you can, of course, address contact the Erasmus group as well, because they can give you additional information. They can put you in contact with other students, and so this is an additional help for you. I think that I went through all the information. So I can leave the floor to our colleagues of the language center. Candida.
Okay, thank you, Simona, for this presentation. And now we give the floor to Teresa Villani. She's an employee of the Language Center, and she will explain how how we are going to evaluate the language skills. No, non sentiamo purtroppo.
Teresa, attiva l'audio.
Now, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
now we can
Okay.
hear you.
Sorry. Okay, I was just saying that I'm just going to read through briefly Article 6 of the Notice of Selection, which talks about the evaluation of language proficiency. So the proficiency in a foreign language will be assessed for each of the destinations chosen. The level assessed will be used for the sole purpose of the application. Should several languages be mentioned in the exchange destination, and should the candidate be proficient in more than one of these, the system will consider the language with the highest degree of proficiency. So I will go on to explain something about the rules of how your language proficiency is evaluated. Native speakers also have to follow these same rules. The language skills will be assessed on the basis of proficiency tests and language exams taken or any certificates held by the candidate. These data will be extracted from the Language Center database and from the online student's record book. Proficiency tests have been taken and passed without exception by January 31st, 2023. Specifically for the English language, applicants who already hold a qualification, those who have already taken an exam, an idoneità, for example, or have a certificate recorded by the University of Siena in their current or recent academic career, or an exam mark out of 30, will be evaluated automatically and need not provide any other documentation. So if you've already taken an exam with the Centro Linguistico, or if you've already presented a certification that's been approved, you don't have to do that again because your data is already in the Language Center database or in your career. Applicants who have not already presented an international certification must do so by sending it to the Language Center by the 8th of February. You should write Erasmus application form in the subject line and wait for a confirmation of receipt. Make sure that you get a response from us, because if we don't respond, that means that we didn't receive your email. We have a table of recognized certifications published on our website, so you can refer to that to see if it that you have will be approved or not. Should the certification already produced at the club be of a higher level than that recorded in the student's career, the actual level of the certification will be automatically taken into account. So, for example, if you presented us with a certificate, Cambridge IELTS, or a certificate that's been approved in C1 level, even though you only needed B2 for your career, we still will give you the C1 level, because that is what your certificate says, that you passed that kind of exam, a higher exam. So candidates who have taken an English exam or proficiency English test in a previous university course of studies outside a university, not more than 4 years before their enrollment in the University of Siena, must send to the CLA the entire previous course of studies documentation, including all exams passed and dates in which they were taken, and the program of the English exam, which must mention the language level reached. So it has to be very clear that if you took an exam at another university, the level of the exam, we have to see the program to make sure that we can actually approve the exam that you took previously. Students enrolled in communication sciences, communication strategies and techniques, language and mind, public and cultural diplomacy, who have obtained from the teaching committee the validation of an exam or language proficiency test taken in a previous course of studies at another university, and which is not in the online student's record book yet, must report this to their student office at DISBOC, and they in turn will communicate it to us at the Language Center. Now, as far as the other languages are concerned, French, Portuguese, Spanish, and German, candidates who took a proficiency test or an exam with a grade in 30th in their current or immediately preceding degree course in this university will be assessed automatically. If you believe that you have skills that are not certified, you must contact the relevant language expert at our language center to test. The same applies if you have a certificate. You must present it to the relevant teacher, which will examine it for possible validation. So if you have a DELE certificate, you present it to one of our Spanish teachers. If you have a DELF, you present it to the French teachers. The contact details for our language teachers are published on our website. You can find their office hours and their email addresses. Generally speaking, those who have already submitted a certificate to the Language Center and obtained validation with a score under another overseas or Erasmus mobility in 2021 or 2022 need not submit it again, as it will be automatically taken into account for the purposes of this ranking. Documentation produced without a clear indication of according to the perimeters of the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, and documentation delivered after the 8th of February will not be evaluated in any way. The scores relating to language assessment will be published on the web page indicated in the notice of selection. Applicants will be notified by email and will have the opportunity to report anything that they do not agree with to outgoing@unic.it no more than 2 days after the date of publication. No further objections will be accepted after this date. In the event that the level of knowledge of the foreign language does not comply with that required by the host university, access to the ranking for the destination assignment will not be blocked. Students will then have to give confirmation of their linguistic knowledge to the future host university, according to the modalities requested by it. So even if a host university is asking you, for example, for a B2 level of English, and you only have B1, you can still apply for the Erasmus scholarship. In the event that a candidate is not in possession of certifications proving the level of linguistic knowledge, they will be awarded a score of 0, of course. So for any other further clarifications or questions, you can contact us at infocla@it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Teresa. I put on the chat the link to the office hours of the teachers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so and now, okay, so I would like first we have some students attending the meeting. If you have questions, you can write on the chat and we are going to answer to your questions. And now we have here with us Eva. Eva is a student of the university and she is a volunteer of ESN. And she's going to explain how they can support you in this phase of the mobility. Ciao Eva.
Ok, ciao a tutti. Hi everyone. I'm Eva, the Vice President of ESN, the Erasmus Student Network. Now I present you my presentation. You see?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, so what is ESN? So the ESN group is the biggest European student network. It counts 554 local sections in 43 countries, and we all are around 18,000 volunteers, 54,000 including the buddies. I don't know if you know the buddy system, but is a project that can provide you help in your country where you will do the Erasmus, and so can your buddy can be your first friend in your home country. So we have many values, as you can see in this slide, and we are both at international and national level. This is a map where you can find us as associations. So we are in Italy, in Spain, in France. So in all these 43 countries, you can find an ESN section that can help you in your permanence in your Erasmus city. Also, we are in a local level in Italy in 47 cities. So this is our staff, our family, the situation here in Siena. And for example, we here have organized the Welcome Week with a taste of Tuscany. So we want to show to our Erasmus the main product of Tuscan specialities. And in the other photo, we have done a city tour. And all these activities are characterizing the ESN section, all the ESN section, wherever you will go. So we organize sport activities, trips, own social events, and city tour, and also tandem to learn some languages. For join our activity, you will need the ESN card wherever you will go, because the ESN card is a membership card, so a proof of your membership in ESN sections. And with this card, you can explore all the discount that can provide to you in the esncard.org website. So we have some international partnership as Ryanair, that when you will do the Erasmus, it's very useful for come back to your home country, but also with Flixbus or Itabus and some other to explore your country. Also, we promote the buddy system program as ESN sections here in Italy, but also in other countries as Spain or France or Portugal. And we have another project very important, that is Ask Erasmus. So you can ask to do this project when you come back to your home university, but also before your departure. So you can ask to some other students that have done the Erasmus in the same cities of you to provide some, for example, help or ask something about the informations of university and so on. And when you come back, you can provide the same information to the outgoing students. So if you want to join the Ask Erasmus, here you can see the email or where you can contact us, because the form is open. And also, if you have other questions or you want some help or you want to contact some other students that have made Erasmus in your future city, you can contact us through our Facebook page or Instagram or email or our website. So that's all. So thank you for the attention. And if you later have some questions, you can be free to ask me.
Okay, thank you, Eva, for this presentation. And so now Professor Viviani is still doing her exam, so I think it's not possible for her to reach the meeting now. So we can start with the questions, but on the chat there are no questions. Probably everything was very clear. Okay, don't be shy and write on the chat if you have doubts. Okay. No questions, Simona? I'm going to write on the chat the link to our contact. Our contact is the contact of the International Relation Office. If you have questions, you can write to outgoing@unic.it, and we will try to answer to your questions. And I will put on the chat the link to the professor responsible for international mobility in the different departments. And if you have you need advice on how to choose the destination, the Erasmus destination on the host university, you can contact them. Maybe they can give you some advice on this. Simona, you have to add something?
Well, as we are addressing students, international students, I would like just to add a few information about visa, because probably you will need a visa to enter the host, the receiving country. So this, of course, this information is on the notice of selection. But anyway, I would like to stress that if you will be an assignee of a destination, I strongly suggest you to get information about the visa in due time. Okay, do not leave this very important step as one of the last step to take. And another very important information is that if you see that if you are here with a permit of stay and you see that your permit of stay will expire during your mobility, you will have to have it renewed before you leave, before you start your mobility. Okay, and this is very this is mandatory. It's not very important, just very important, but this is mandatory. So please check all this information. We will organize. We will yes, organize another meeting. We do not know if just in streaming or in streaming and in presence. So we will see. But we will organize another meeting. I think in April, or we will see, with only the assignees of the mobilities. So we will meet them and we will give additional information about all the three phases of the mobility. And but of course you can read, you can go through these the phases of the mobility in the notice of selection, because there are articles dedicated to the steps. Just another information this year. So if for the last year you can see in the web in Erasmus for Studies webpage, you can see different rankings, the rankings of destinations, the rankings for the grants. Well, for the mobility 2024, all the mobilities will be covered by the European grant. Okay, so it will be published the destination assignment, and it will be published a ministerial integration grant, because as you can see in the notice of selection, in addition to the European grant, there will be it may be also an additional grant according to some specific on the base of something specific requirements. Okay, so each mobility will receive the European grant. I have no. Okay, I can see. Do we have to take approval from the guest university for or Secretariat of the is the only platform? Okay, no, oh, well, no, okay, yes, no. This is, these are two different phases, okay? You are, after the assignment of the mobility, you will have to write the learning agreement. The learning agreement is a document in which you will list all the exams or the courses that you want to take, or the exams that you want to take abroad. Okay, and then of course it will have to be approved by Siena, by the education board, of course, and the host university. At this stage, okay, now you will not need an approval of your study plan that you write on your application. Okay, you don't need the approval of the Board of Education of your degree course. Okay, you just these information are needed by the coordinator in order to assess your application, so that the coordinator can see that you have a clear idea for your mobility. You have checked the courses, the offer of the host university, and so you have planned, okay, a very nice and fruitful mobility, okay? But later on, if you will be an assignee of the mobility, then all these exams, so all these courses will have to be approved, okay, by Siena and the host university. Okay, so I think that this is let's say a question for Cla, because my department is 100% English in my bachelor term. Which documents should I send? Diploma supplement or diploma is sufficient? I don't know. Maybe it is for. Maybe this question is about the recognition of the language level for the application. Maybe, I think. No, Teresa, is it not clear, this question?
I don't understand that their previous degree was all in English, but it wasn't at our university. I can't see the question in the chat.
I just can read. Okay, okay, Candy.
There is, I think, Maria Letizia answered to the student on the chat.
Ah.
Okay, because she checked on virtual office, maybe on. Okay.
Okay. I can't see it here.
Yes, because I saw her mail in our web mail. So this is the question, and the answer we already gave him.
Okay. Okay, so Professor Viviani is here with us. The exam is finished. So
yes.
we were waiting for you answer some questions from the students. So the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you. So welcome everyone. I'm sorry for the delay. I was sitting in an exam, so I couldn't connect before. I imagine that by now you have received all the informations about how to submit your application for the Erasmus program. Let me just tell you that this is a very important experience for you as students. both in terms of the increase of your academic knowledge, because you will gain the opportunity of studying in a different country with a different methodology, and probably studying also some specific topics that you will not have the opportunity to study here at the University of Siena. Because of that, it is really important that when you prepare your application, you explain clearly to us, meaning the professors who are going to do the analysis and evaluation of the various applications, the reasons why you have chosen a particular destination, a particular hosting institution. It is very important for us to realize whether you are fully aware of what you are going to do in your studying abroad period. This is not only about becoming more proficient in the knowledge of a certain language, or it is not only about becoming more proficient in languages or getting to know another culture or having a personal experience that is going to increase your soft skills, because this is surely going to happen through a mobility program. What is important for you and then for us to evaluate is to make sure that what you are going to do or what you hope doing in the hosting institutions that you have selected is meaningful, considering your degrees, considering your educational choices here in Siena. So it is very important for us to understand why you have chosen a specific destination and which kind of courses, which kind of topics you want to do in that destination, and the reasons why you are particularly interested in attending those courses. All those informations are going to be crucial together with the rest of the elements of the evaluation, namely your grades and the knowledge of the language that you already have. For us, the teachers responsible for the various exchanges, to select the people who are meant to go abroad next year. And one last thing that I would like to recommend to you is that normally, I mean, in my experience, very often there are destinations that are considered for some reasons particularly appealing. And so we receive many, many requests for certain destinations and very little or none or zero requests for other destinations. This, of course, decreases the opportunities that you have to travel abroad. So I would like to encourage you to look at universities and countries that might be not so well known, but still I can assure you that all the universities that are selected in our program are good universities. So you will have opportunities of really improving your knowledge wherever you go and whichever course you take into consideration. A final suggestion, if I might, is for you also to get in touch with the students from the Erasmus Student Network here in Siena, because they have done the experience before, so they can, give you informations about how a certain university is functioning, if it is interesting to be in that particular place, and also informations about the social life or the finding of a place to stay and so on and so forth. So this is a great opportunity for you to get in touch with someone who has already been an Erasmus student and can guide you in making the selection. And after, once you have been selected to go abroad, in making Erasmus for you being a successful experience. I am at your disposal, so you can contact me via email if you have any doubts. Obviously, I will be more than happy to receive messages from all of you, although I will probably be in a better position to answer to the students who are doing the degrees in international and political sciences, because then I know better what I'm talking about in terms of content rather than in terms of procedures. I wish you to continue with a fruitful discussion, and of course I'm here to answer questions if needed. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Viviani, for your advice. And okay, I see that there are no questions on the chat. So I think, Simona, we can finish the meeting, the session. In any case, this meeting is being recorded and it will be available at the website of the Erasmus for Study webpage. And we put on the chat how to contact our office. And okay, thank you for your participation, and thank you for all the speakers for your collaboration with us.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.